Hello and welcome to today's episode of Two Pigs in a Pod, a podcast for the people of Glazing by the people of Glazing. I'm your host, George, and today's guest is the technical director of KallKwik Machinery. It's Josh Goodwin. Welcome to the show, Josh.
Hiya, thanks. Good to be here.
Good to have you here. So, as we always do with our podcast, is for guests to introduce themselves and what they do. So, who are you and what do you do within KallKwik?
Yeah, so I'm Josh. I'm a technical director at KallKwik and part owner. Um, I run KallKwik basically, organising all the engineers.
Nice. And how did you get into the industry? You know, we say it time and time again on this podcast that it's not the usual route for everyone in the world. But yeah, what's your route into it?
Well, I actually went to engineering college to
Okay.
learn how to be an electrician. So
Okay.
because my dad's a builder, so
Yeah.
um, wanted to be an electrician, but then ended up getting picked for an apprenticeship role in the industry. So I've not looked back.
Nice. And what was it about? What was your love? You know, why is it just because of your dad obviously working within sort of the construction industry that thought that you want to go down that route? That's where your sort of love for it started.
Yeah, pretty much. I was a labourer for my dad, so I knew I
Yeah.
didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. Definitely not. So yeah, I picked something more interesting.
Nice, and obviously, yeah. What was your first role within our industry? What did that look like at the start? Knowing that you obviously went down an engineering route first of all, but yeah, what did it look like at the start?
Yeah, so I mean, it was tough. Every day was different. I was Danny Jones's apprentice, so
Okay,
he's a quite a well-known figure. He's working at
yeah,
Stugan, and he's a great engineer. So learned a hell of a lot from him, which
yeah,
is so. But yeah, every day on the road, going to different factories, doing different jobs, different machinery. So learning a big variety of machines from
yeah.
scratch.
Nice. And what did you think about the industry? Obviously, you didn't know anything about the glazing sector or the fenestration sector as such when you first started. When you was out on the road with Danny, what was your sort of first impressions of it?
Honestly, yeah, I didn't even know how windows were made
Yeah,
at the time. Um, it took me a few months to realise we were actually working with windows, I think. I was just focused
yeah.
on machines. But yeah, it opened up a big new world to me.
Yeah,
That's right.
nice. And obviously, you're now at KallKwik. So yeah, for those that don't know who KallKwik are, what part of the machinery side of things that you do?
So we supply obviously new and refurb machinery for the UPVC and aluminiums. Um, we also offer service packages, breakdown cover and spare parts, and then production planning and advice that way as well.
Nice. And what does your sort of day to day job look like? Is it going out and seeing customers all the time? Like, yeah, I know you're out quite a lot. Is that the sort of the most part of it? Is actually going to customers both new and current to help them out?
Pretty much, I'm still on the tools, so
Nice.
if if you phone me during the day, I'll be inside a machine, fixing someone's machine, and then helping you out over the phone,
Yeah.
and organising the next day's job as well. So quite busy,
Nice.
but
And do you think you ever get to a point where you're not on the tools, or would not want to be like that? You'd always want to be hands on because of your background, sort of doing the apprenticeship and the engineering side. That's always what you want to do.
I do love the sales side as well. So
Okay.
I love getting to know what a customer might need, advising what we can supply them and what it do for them,
Yeah.
um, and then actually installing that machine myself
Yeah.
and seeing the results and seeing the customers happy.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
so that's good. A customer got me a crate of beer last week because they were that happy. So
Yeah, nice perks of the job. It's more than I've ever got in this role. So yeah, you're definitely one up on me.
yeah.
And is there any sort of moments that you felt like sort of at the start, maybe at the start of KallKwik or even before that, where you felt like you really sort of understood not only obviously the job, but the industry as well, where you feel like, yeah, this is a place that I want to stay.
Yeah, it would have been um, when I went self-employed, really.
Okay.
So I was only young at the time, and it was quite a big leap. Um,
Yeah.
we'd just had our first baby, me and the wife, and I decided to go self-employed and do it myself. So that was a big
Nice.
leap and a big confidence boost for myself to know that I could do it myself.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And what were those sort of challenges apart from, taking that leap? What were the initial challenges that you had to overcome? Obviously, being self-employed is different to being employed by a company. What was those initial sort of months and first months like?
It was, yeah, it was having no backup at the time.
Yeah.
So I had no one to call if I had a problem.
Yeah.
So I needed to fix a machine myself without backup. And
Yeah.
that was a good learning curve. And now I've got backup with KallKwik. So we can ring machinery suppliers, manufacturers, sorry. Um, and we've got all the contacts for 99% of the machines in our industry.
Yeah, nice. And what are those sort of are there sort of common problems that you see day in day out? When you're speaking to customers that come up quite that you regularly have to go to someone and fix. Is there such thing as a common problem or problems?
Um, there can be a lot of common problems are operator errors or machines not being cleaned out. So I reiterate every single time that operators need to clean out the machines every day because the reoccurring faults happen because they're not cleaned out. So that's my biggest advice to is to clean your machines.
Nice. And what do you think are the sort of the key skills that maybe you've learned over the years of being in this part of the industry that so that you can sort of potentially give to future people, future engineers, future machinery people within our sector? What do you think that are those sort of key skills?
Yeah. So I've been an on-site engineer and I've been an, a contractor that comes in. I've done both, and the things I noticed with on-site engineers, the, you need to not be lazy. You need to not. You need to have workmanship and not do the quick fixes.
Yeah,
You need to back production off sometimes to do the fix right, because
yeah,
if you don't fix a machine right, it will cause problems down the line. And a lot of people think the quick fixes are better when in the long term they're not. So I got into the
yeah,
habit on Saturday, you do a quick fix and that's that, you leave it, and then 6 months later it causes a bigger problem. So
yeah.
I found out being lazy is the wrong word, but I can't think of the right word. Um,
Yeah, yeah, no, I get what you mean. It's just sort of, yeah, sort of getting those quick wins rather than the sort of spending a bit more time on something to get it so it doesn't
yeah,
come up every, like you say, 6 months or whatever.
yeah, definitely.
And has there been any sort of highlights of your career so far? The ones that you come home and tell the wife, "Oh, I did that today." Really really happy with how that went, or anything like that.
Uh, yeah, daily, but she don't listen. No, I mean, I'd say I'm now on my fourth apprentice. So I've trained two apprentices with polyframe. One's just qualified, and we've just taken on another apprentice. So seeing them progress, and Luke, who we've recently taken on, has progressed really quickly in like the programming side of things. So you can see where his future is gonna be quite early on. Um, So yeah, it's looking good, and it's good to share the knowledge as well, especially with younger lot.
Yeah, and how do you train someone like what does an apprentice if you were to take on a like what do you do you just show them everything that they could possibly do and they find their sort of niche of like you said in different parts?
Yeah, so we've got a good advantage that we do refurbished machinery. So we can strip a machine down to nothing and could show the apprentice absolutely everything that goes into these machines. Um, and then when we get programming jobs, he comes along with us. He'll be over my shoulder learning how to do the programming. I'll let him have a turn at doing a couple of programs and make sure he's taking it all in, um, and stuff like that. So it's different every day. Every week's different in this job. So
Yeah. And do
we've
you
got,
think that's how you potentially, we as an industry, we obviously we speak a lot, and we've I'm sure we've spoken before about, attracting new people into the industry. It's not easy. Do you think that is a potential way to say that actually no week is the same really on your part of the industry, where you can do one week one thing doing one week, and then another week doing a completely something different?
yeah, absolutely. Every week is different, completely different. And you're in a different location, you're with different people. So, I mean, I've been in Blackburn this week. I'm going to be going up to Newcastle tomorrow. I'll be in Norwich and London next week, and then Glasgow next month. It's up and down everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Nice. Nice. And for what would you say are the biggest opportunities for people working within the machinery side of things? Is there sort of trends or innovations? I know machinery has obviously moved on loads within just the years that I've been in it. So I'm sure you've seen the same. But do you think that's the opportunity there, that the machinery is moving on quite quickly?
Yeah, yeah, it's evolving with different aspects. You get all the seamless welding now, um, and you get all the little niche things that all these machines. You're even getting laser cutting that we offer for aluminium side of things, which is very quick. Um, which, yeah, that should be kicking off very soon.
Nice. And what sort of the plans for KallKwik, for the rest of this year, maybe into next year? Have you got anything, coming up that you're allowed to talk about that could potentially, that excites you for what's coming up?
Yeah, so we've spent a good 12 months now, um, learning and developing with AI, um, which is not often used with machinery companies, that I know of. So we're actually developing using AI with breakdowns and programming and stuff like that, especially on the older machines. So the refurb kit, uh, using AI to actually upgrade the PCs, upgrade the softwares, upgrade modules and inverters that are obsolete in older machines. Um, and we're actually offering AI training for on-site engineers. So we've already taken one order for that, um, and that'll be happening in the next month.
Okay. And how long does that training last? Or like what would people, what are they going to learn?
So learning how to use AI to help them on-site, fix machines, basically.
Yeah.
So that
Okay.
it first came around. It first came around when we had a PC failure on, a big cleaning line, and the manufacturer advised a new PC
Yeah.
where which would have cost £14,000.
Wow.
Now I typed the error into the AI, and it told me exactly what to do. Within half an hour, the machine was working again.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really interesting. Obviously, I'm sure you've had these conversations where within our industry that people are worried, about that the AI of where had the conversations people have, but obviously that shows that there is a positive to AI within our sector. If it can, it's not taking anyone's job like people say. It's actually saved the company a lot of money, and actually you can train to use it properly to help you a person in future.
yeah. So it's not perfect by any means, and it's not gospel.
No.
And I wouldn't expect an operator to be able to use it on big breakdowns and stuff. You've still got to have a knowledge of the machines
Yeah.
to use it, but it can definitely help.
Nice. And looking at yourself, what's your personal ambitions for the rest of the year? You know, in this part of your career, is there sort of any goals to do stuff within KallKwik, or is it all aligned with, because you're obviously part owner of the company, that it all
Yeah,
amalgamates into the company itself?
yeah, just growth within KallKwik, really. Yeah, that that's my only ambition at the moment. Keep growing, keep growing.
Nice. Nice. And lastly, to end the main part of the podcast, you know, if you were giving advice to someone starting out in this sector, or, you know, starting out within the machinery side, what sort of advice would you give them? That obviously you started off as an apprentice and moved into our sector, but yeah, what kind of advice would you give?
Just patience, patience, because I started on £20 a day, uh, and within 16 years, I've now technical director and owner of a company. So um, keep your head down, learn the job, do it right, and yeah, you'll never be out of a job in this industry.
Yes. And would you recommend this industry? You know, if someone was coming from an engineering background, say that they were starting their engineer apprenticeship, would you say that the glazing
Yeah,
sector or the fenestration sector is a worthwhile sector to be in?
yeah, 100%. There's there's always a need for engineers in this trade. Um, there's always, especially within breakdowns and stuff, people are always in need of engineers.
Nice. Perfect. Well, thanks very much, Josh, for the main part of our podcast. We're going to move on to our this or that round now. So it's just, yeah, I'll ask you a question and it's, yeah, this or that. And it's, yeah, very simple stuff. It's just to find
Yeah.
out a bit more about you and, yeah, what you do outside of KallKwik.
Well,
So first thing is, do you prefer innovation or reliability?
reliability,
Phone calls or emails? Do you prefer talking over phone call or emails?
phone calls,
No. Are you an early starter or a late finisher?
early starter every time.
Perfect. Are you a person of routine, or do you like a bit of variety in your life?
I try for routine, but it's mainly variety in this job.
Nice. Do you prefer to be always on time or always prepared?
Always prepared, always prepared.
Nice. So, for the last part of our podcast, we like to get guests to give a shout out. It can be people in the industry, out the industry, friends, family, whoever it is. So, who are your shout out or shout outs for?
So I'd have to shout out my wife mainly because she's a rock that allows me to get out there and do all these jobs and work away. She looks after the kids and does all the hard work while I go and sip tea and and then beer in the hotel. And then yeah, then all our customers, anyone who's ever given me a job, big or small, um, thank you.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much, Josh, for joining us on the podcast today. It's been great to hear about your career in the industry. You can find this episode and all our previous ones on our website, www.peopleinglazing.co.uk, on our YouTube channel at People in Glazing Society, and also available to download on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. And whilst you're there, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and see you for another episode soon.